how do you keep something so relevant and alive and interesting that people interact with it and keep it alive on your behalf?
And I think that's a big question for advertisers right now, because I think they are, in many cases, getting 50,000 people that are following them. They're liking them. But then the question becomes, are 49,999 of them only there, couldn't tell you that they were a fan of the page? O'Brien sent out, hey, be a fan of 26.2, so I did, and I have no connection with the brand at all. So don't you feel that there is a real, almost false belief, almost a false security that I've got all these numbers, but how am I really connecting with them?
Oh, absolutely. And I've heard some of the most generic but sounds great advice, where it basically says, engage with your stream by curating interesting comment, putting a poll into play, ask some questions.
Put 2 polls in. Maybe that'll work better than 1 poll.
Exactly. And not understanding who's even forming the collection of individuals there is part of the disconnect. And hence, that's that role of the social consumer. Are they customers? Are they peers? Are they influences? Understand, be a sociologist for your own community. But also this, remember that the community that you're connected to is only part of the story. The bigger part of the story is those who aren't connected to you yet, right? You see some of the biggest brands in the world on Facebook celebrating the fact that they have 2 or 3 million users. But if their business is dependent on those 2 to 3 million users, they probably wouldn't be quite the brand that they are today.
And how are they connecting with the 2 to 3 million users, and is there an ROI?
Right, absolutely. And who are they? And are each of those factions of, let's just call them the niche works, being addressed in the way that they should be?
That's some of the work that we're doing with you on our digital labs and trying to take that third generation of Facebook in terms of, okay, we've got you, now let's start identifying if you're interested in sailing, then that's really going to be our communication with you.
Right.
And if you're interested in wine, then that's going to be our communication, but you're not going to get a bunch of random bogus feeds telling you that there's, savings on this or that there's this kind of event.
It's important to start thinking about this as building almost social databases that are indexed by interests and passions and topics and themes. That is not, both of those networks, the big ones right now, Twitter and Facebook, well, even all of the smaller ones, they have APIs. You're able to learn more than you think. And that's what you're talking about is critical for any of this working, because you can't, otherwise then it just becomes a mass broadcast system, which is what marketing has done over the last several years or decades.
Yeah, and we're connecting a lot of things even by day and by day part, as you know, a lot of the work that we're doing, not just with traditional, but also with mobile and online, is that we're actually delivering different messages at different times of the day to different people based on the way that we believe that they're consuming media.
Right, absolutely.
And so far the results have been fairly positive in terms of engagement and interaction with people.
And social network sharing and consumption is exactly scientifically done that way. In fact, Dan Zarella has done some great work on studying sort of when things are most consumed or shared or retweeted on Twitter and Facebook, and the data is there. And just like in other forms of media, it's there. It's just how do you use it?